Oh my god, there we go. I'm sorry. I did not have the right scene switched. Okay, so let's try these introductions again, because I'm a little bit retarded. We have the green Terran down here in the bottom left, and the blue Zerg up here in the top right. Yeah, because now y'all can see the game. Awesome. Wow.
Hashtag fail
don't
stream.
worry.
Alright, looks like our third
We'll call
player.
that a
It looks like our
default.
third player is gonna go for speed after his expansion.
So we got a Reaper coming out here. Gonna be a standard
I
Reaper
don't think-
expand.
Yeah, I don't think I gotta tell anybody. I think everyone pretty well knows my express hatred for Reapers.
Reapers can be annoying for sure. I mean, in TVZ, it's not really such a big deal. Should not be taking massive damage to a Reaper expand here.
Even TVP. I mean, TVP, if your build doesn't have a mothership core or at least something that can shoot at that Reaper by the time the Reaper hits and your build is a bad build.
Yeah.
Because you need that mothership core out.
Yeah, I play against bronzies and silvers, so you know.
I feel like the only matchup where the Reaper is like a really big part of the meta right now is TVT with that 3 Rex Reaper build.
Yeah, and low league bronze and silver games where they think mass Reaper is a good idea.
Alright, so splAx is gonna come in here and grab the scout off of speed. Pretty much a normal timing. He sees the expansion. He's probably gonna want to try to see if he grabbed a third as well with us.
Is he gonna get out?
I think
good
he
use
should.
of a
Speed isn't
grenade.
ready yet. He should be able to get out of there, and he is. Oh, he's.
Oh, except he quit microing it.
And
Wow.
Missed micro on his part. That's
all right.
He could have saved that.
Yeah, he sure could have, because he had the grenade. He could have knocked back the queen and not taken any damage getting out of there. Oh well.
I feel like splAx's. Okay, I was about to say. I feel like splAx's Marines were out of position for a minute.
So going for a 3 racks siege tank here. It's fun. I mean, guys, I don't know anything about StarCraft anymore, so not that I did to begin with, but now I know even less. So what the fuck's going on here with 3 racks and a siege tank?
Well, this is actually, from what I've seen through a little bit of ladder games myself and watching some pro games, is this 3 racks? Or, yeah, 3 racks is pretty standard for Terran nowadays because they can afford it on the 2 bases. And this is actually more of a tech-up variant of it because he is getting that siege tank.
Well, we've got a siege tank in the starport and +1. It seems like he's not going to be able to afford a third, so is he going to go for a +1 timing?
I would assume that he's probably going to go for a 2 tank, maybe 2 medevac, 2 tank bio push when +1 finishes, and then switch up the attachment, get the tech lab on that Barrett, start stim, and maybe come up with a follow-up attack as well, or help him secure that third to increase that later on. His SCV production's a little bit lacking though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about what the deal is with this. The observer, who is apparently listening to our stream, I guess. Rip. Sure, go ahead, bro. Yeah, I was kind of figuring this is some kind of timing attack here because he's not getting a very fast third. This +1 is going to time out just about when he hits.
He should be researching stim out of the tech lab soon.
Oh, I don't like this siege tank drop ability. It really pisses me off when I see it, especially when they dick around with it. They're not exactly doing any damage, or at the same time, they're just flying around.
Well, but see, Nico, they're doing damage to your sense of calm. So that timing, well, fuck that timing.
Yeah,
we're going to kill one creep colony, and then we're going to leave.
Alright, yeah, fuck it.
Alright, so
totally worth it.
Does that mean we're expecting a third here? I'm a bit confused. Like, if there's not a third and he's not doing a timing push, then what is he doing? He's just 20 supply behind because, hey, why not?
He's got +1. His stim is started. I guess he could start another tech lab, start combat shield.
I said
His
Terran
supply
shenanigans.
that's all hell. I'm just a little disappointed by the worker count of the Terran player. I feel like it should be a little bit higher. And he is taking his third now. Eventually he'll have it. Alright, he's going in for a drop. It's not a full medevac, but it should do damage if he can catch his opponent off guard. A 2-prong drop, Rip.
Yeah, 2-prong drop. Is he going to get spotted by this? No, looks like he's going to skeet out of the way of the
Overlord is
observer, overlord.
On that
whatever.
right side, though, we should see that the overlord positioning is pretty good on that side, but the left side might catch him off guard.
Well, the left side is he's got this spore crawler here, and it's a little bit faster to respond
he
to.
spots this medevac with that drone.
Didn't I say it? I predicted Terran shenanigans, and what do we get? 2-prong drop, dual-prong drop.
But you know what? They're getting kind of wrecked though. I'm afraid to say that this is a complete fail.
Yeah, that drop in the natural didn't do nearly as much as it should have, and that drop in the third actually didn't do much damage at all either, considering it was uncontested.
Yeah, 12 workers killed here, but
he lost a medevac,
3 workers
a lot
killed.
of Marines.
This is not looking so good.
And his third's extremely late.
Extremely late. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and call this game, guys. Like, he lost when he did not do anything with that tiny push.
I mean, there is a chance that the Zerg can overcommit to an attack, but he's not going to win.
Oh, there's always the possibility of somebody committing a grave error, but in the absence of that, when he committed to this +1 timing attack and killed exactly 1 creep colony to pay for it, that was basically game. That was just too big of an investment to have fail.
His production's starting to kick in, and saturation on his main and natural are acceptable. I mean, he's about to start saturating this third. Mule o'clock incoming.
Yeah, he's got 42 workers here, so across 3 bases.
But this Zerg army is very scary. This small force is
We're about to see combat shields here finish. After the attack, of course.
Nice, he's not splitting. Oh, he's losing a lot of Marines to these banelings.
He lost all the siege tanks, too.
Yep.
That's very unfortunate. He needs to, he needs to boost
So
those guys.
goes the story of Roach Ravager.
I like how just as the battle finished, then combat shields were done.
Well, unfortunately, the Terran player was not microing his units really that well, which resulted in him taking a lot of damage. I mean, 3 banelings took out almost all of his Marines. All of his siege tanks died with minimal damage being brought to the other, to his opponent's army. It's just, the trades are just not there, and that's going to lose him the game.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, he was already pretty massively behind in supply. And we've been talking a lot about the Terran player here and how he sucks a whole lot. Fuck you, splAx. But we've not really spent much time talking about the Zerg. What do we think Zerg is playing well? What do we think here?
Well, I think the Zerg player is playing well as compared to his opponent. I feel like his tech is a little bit slow. I'm not seeing too much growth. He doesn't have his infestation put down yet. He's not getting time tech.
Well, the Zerg is definitely winning this engagement.
Oh yeah, there's no reason. He should technically control over his and that command center is on fire. He might even be able to pick it up. And if he can pick that up, yeah, that is probably gonna burn. He can't even land it. Is he just gonna go home?
Oh my god,
I think he should just attack.
Yes, here we go.
But that command center is gonna go down maybe. No, the clutch SCVs are gonna repair it. So his third is still intact. But his army supply is, well...
37 workers to 64 drones.
I mean, if you look at his opponent has has equal damage upgrades, but has no Carapace upgrades, I kind of feel like the Terran kind of has a spot here. I feel like we should be helping out a little bit of the Marauder Force as well to try to help out versus the Roaches. But
So what do we think about this choice to build Corruptors and Mutas at the same time?
I don't see a reason to do that. I mean, I can understand Mutas in some sense for kind of that nail in the coffin move, to where he could just destroy his opponent's economy to where he can't rebuild at all.
Right, but why would you get
his opponent
both?
has no missile turrets.
I mean, why wouldn't you just get more Mutas?
My guess, the Corruptors might be for Caustic Spray.
Mango here thinks it was
I kind of
just a
feel like the
mistake.
Corruptors are a wasted investment. There's no point in getting Corruptors. It's not like his opponent has magical BCs coming out of fucking nowhere. He's got no future port. He's got no starport except for one. But what is that starport going to do? Maybe.
Well, it shuts down the ability to do this with the siege tanks. If you can snipe out the siege tanks, that's a pretty big advantage.
Ooh, yeah, this is engagement.
Alright, this really needs to be
Zerg
GG
is just
here.
kind of dominating this game, honestly.
Yeah,
He's
I'm sorry,
taking the
you're
best
already got
creatives.
eaten.
Well, I mean, this game is, like I said earlier, it's been basically over since that push failed. It's just... well, to borrow a saying from Tasteless, they had a game that went similar to this the other night in the GSL.
Massive
And-
amount of bailing.
and it said,
the nail in the coffin.
They said, you know, this is a game where they're done playing with their food, they done ate it, and now this Zerg is just kind of taking a shit.
Well, he's gonna march up the ramp. That's a lot of banelings. He's not gonna be able to stop that many banelings. And that's gonna be the GG one. It's gonna be one for VrtX. GG! GG!